So we're going to look now at two stories, The Lion and the Mouse and The Bear and the Travelers. And we're looking for what the quiz is going to be testing you. So these folklore elements. So who are the characters? What did they do? And what's the moral of the story? So who are the characters? And then what does the main character do? The plot, are they rewarded? Are they punished? And then that clues us into the moral. What lesson do they learn? So then what's the reader supposed to take away from this? All right, we've got The Lion and the Mouse. One day, a great lion lay asleep in the sunshine. A little mouse ran across his paw and awakened him. I hate when it's written, I'm sorry. The great lion was just going to eat him up when the mouse cried, "Oh, please, let me go, sir. Someday I may help you." The lion laughed at the thought that the little mouse could be of any use to him, but he was a good-natured lion and he set the mouse free. Not long after, the lion was caught in a net. He tugged and pulled with all his might, but the ropes were too strong. Then he roared loudly. The little mouse heard him and ran to the spot. "Be still, dear lion, I will set you free. I will gnaw the ropes." With his sharp little teeth, the mouse cut the ropes, and the lion came out of the net. "You laughed at me once," said the mouse. "You thought I was too little to do you a good turn, but see, you owe your life to a poor little mouse." Okay. So that this is what we're going to dissect. So who are our characters? We have a big lion and we have a little mouse. What did they do? What's the plot? The lion lets the mouse free instead of eating him, and later the mouse saves the lion. So what's the moral and the proverb of the stories? Is that the lion learns that even someone small, he could have a great impact on his life. That's a little wordy. We could even distill it down a little bit more. A possible moral or proverb is that even a small act of kindness end up having a big impact. So like you do something nice, will happen in return. Another proverb from this is that we have the lion and he judged the mouse. He judged the mouse's ability on his size. We could even pull the proverb out of this, don't judge a book by its cover. Because our lion passed judgment on the mouse, but the mouse was actually ended up saving his life. Okay. Second story. Two travelers were on the road together when a bear suddenly appeared on the scene. Before he observed them, one made for a tree at the side of the road and climbed up into the branches and hid there. The other was not so nimble as his companion, and he could not escape. He threw himself onto the ground and pretended to be dead. Okay, bear's coming down the road. These two buddies see the bear. One of them jumps up into the tree, leaves his friend on the ground. The bear came up and sniffed all around him, but he kept perfectly still and held his breath, for they say that a bear will not touch a dead body. The bear took him for a corpse and went away. When the coast was clear, the traveler in the tree came down and asked the other what it was the bear had whispered to him when he put his mouth in his ear. The other replied, "He told me never again to travel with a friend who deserts you at the first sign of danger." Snap. Okay. Let's break apart this one. So who are our characters? We have a bear and two friends. What happens? One friend ditches the other and climbs the tree like, "Peace. Nice knowing you. Sorry, I'll come to your funeral." But the other guy is like, "Oh, well, I'll pretend to be dead." Now the bear comes up, whispers in his ear, and goes away. And the bear actually gives us that moral of the story. It's pretty explicit here. So a proverb or a moral that we could get from this story is that don't go around with people who are going to leave you at the first sight of danger. That doesn't necessarily mean like don't travel with people, like don't go on a trip with someone, but don't hang around with people who are going to get you in trouble. Like, don't hang around with people who don't actually have your best interest at heart. I just love that the bear was like, your friend's a jerk, and left. Okay, so what I want you to do right now is take the 7.9 quiz. So the 7.9 quiz is going to ask you questions about fables, folk tales, maybe a tall tale in there. And then the textual-based questions are going to be on these two stories. Your 7.9 checkpoint was on the stories that we read earlier. Okay, so these ones should just be about these two stories. Go ahead, take that.